second thing, we're going to talk about software.
The DAWs.
It's a really complicated conversation. There's two types of softwares. One that's really like compositional. Well, they all do all the things, but let's say there's some software that's more for composition. And when I say composition, like beat writing and kind of like more like it's a tool that you're going to bring on stage, which would be Ableton Live and Fruity Loops, which is a software really. I mean, I know it does both now and does a great job at mixing as well. But there is an element of like when that software came out, you'd work in loops, and it wasn't necessarily a great like songwriting tool for like A to B, but you would make these like really lovely looping parts that later on you would put together and assemble a song. And it has the infrastructure to make like beat making. I mean, it's hard to compete with.
Great ideas really fast.
Absolutely.
It's super.
It's super cool.
You can like drop a sample. It's going to stretch it to the time you want and the timing, the tempo you want. And it's like super fast too. Like throw away ideas.
Yeah. Versus the other kind of guys, like when we get into Cubase, Pro Tools, and Logic.
And we all know they do time stretching, and it's not. We know they all do the same thing.
Pro Tools does not do the same thing
yet. Pro Tools, yeah.
They say they're fixing their MIDI.
It's been 10 years.
One day their MIDI's gonna work.
Yeah,
we're in trouble. Pro Tools they're gonna sue us after that.
Yeah, that's it. But we both work on Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Even if there's like not as great size as MIDI for arrangers and orchestrators who might want to go with Logic, Cubase, and stuff like that.
Cubase is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
I switched to Pro Tools mainly because I was doing a lot of film scores and everybody was working in Pro Tools in the big studios. So changing softwares is really problematic because you have to make stems, and every time you make stems, your sound goes like this. And I don't care if you think stems work, all you engineers out there, if you A/B them, it goes like this. Every software, it goes like this because we've tested it.
Yeah, I didn't believe him. I was saying, because I'm the sound engineer. And he said, listen, I did it. He's right.
So back to the simple starting software. If you're looking to like mix, when they made Pro Tools, they made it like, how do we make a mixing board into a software? That's the inspiration behind Pro Tools, and I would say
recording bands, like full bands, it's better.
And Nuendo and Logic definitely covers that base as well. Logic for MIDI configuration for composers is better than Pro Tools. So if you're a film score composer, beware of Pro Tools MIDI a little bit. Not that it doesn't work, but it's a different system. So beats, Ableton Live, Fruity Loops, through composition, mixing, Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase. And they're all great. The other thing I would say, they all sound very different. Yeah. Once again, everybody thinks all software sounds the same. It's absolutely garbage. Nuendo's, like historically speaking, a bit more fudgier in the bottom, a little bit warmer. And Pro
Tools,
more
analog.
Yeah, a bit more analog in my and Pro Tools has a lot brighter top end, and it's a little bit more like.
And Logic and Ableton has this like kind of electronic, really like sound that you want if you're doing electronic music. Yeah. That really like you can be in the red and it still sounds good.
Yeah, so to be honest, they work great. But like if you're just starting, it's these are the two kind of worlds you're dealing with. If you want to do more beats electronic, like you said, Ableton. If you want to be more mixing through composition, either Pro Tools, Logic, or Cubase.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And Fruity Loops. Sorry, I want to mention them all. They all do it.